Halt! Who are you?
I wish you good health, Comrade Brigade Commissar. Lieutenant Slusser of the 92nd Border Detachment.
What is going on here?
The artillery hit us before dawn. Our whole post was torn to shreds. I was lucky to be on patrol with my platoon. We weren't hit. We held the line on the shore for 6 hours until they outflanked us on both sides.
Things got serious. Tell me, are any of our forces ahead?
Yes, infantry have been deployed there. I think the 45th Rifle Division.
I see. Well, best of luck to you, Lieutenant.
I just delivered the wounded and replenished the ammo. Back to battle.
How much longer must we wait for you? And by the way, who's the commander of your battalion, Lieutenant?
Comrade General, we were bombed on our patrol. Our captain didn't make it, so it looks like I'm the commander now.
Go on, lead your men to battle, Lieutenant. Your task is to hold the Germans back, preventing them from capturing the whole village.
Some artillery to strengthen us would be good.
Take the company mortars under your command for now. The best we have to offer, they say.
Вперед! Не тушуйся, братцы! Готовы размяться. Освобожу, займу, не отдам. Уже там. Огонь прикрытие! Сейчас! Меня не укроешь! Иду на штурм! Огонь прямой на водку! Жду приказа. Не дадим врагу шанса. Эй, гадину! Сейчас выкурим. Иду на штурм!
Commander, look! Germans and cars are breaking through!
Готов выдвигаться.
With such mortars, we'll definitely defend ourselves!
Вперед, мужики! Огонь прямой наводкой! Вижу противника. Слушаю, командир.
Заряжай!
Здравия желаю. Наступаем.
Even more of them! Attacking on the whole front!
Пустырь. На связи. Слушаюсь.
Заряжай! Огонь по пехоте! Впереди противник! Огонь по пехоте! Заряжай! Сосредоточение по пехоте!
Огонь прикрытие. Сейчас.
Огонь прямой наводкой! Огонь! Помогите!
Пехота. Может. Все. А чего штаны просиживать? Какие будут указания? Слушаюсь.
Поддержим огнем!
Садись за руль.
Поддержим огнем! Ненавижу!
Боевая готовность. Занять орудие.
We repelled the attack somehow, but we don't have much left to give.
Well, I'm afraid there will be no reinforcements unless a 253rd Regiment arrives. For now, use this brief respite to help the wounded and bolster our defenses.
Comrade commanders, the artillery regiment has arrived.
Ah, finally! Major Pashkov's equipment. Let's go take a look. Hello, Pashkov. You've had your share of fights on the road, haven't you?
The Germans broke through on the flank, so we had to get into action right out of the gate. 2 batteries were completely destroyed, but it looks like we drove them back behind the hills.
All right, Major. Take your positions. A new attack is coming, and I'm afraid this time they'll use our armored vehicles.
Yes, Comrade General.
Готов выдвигаться. Экипаж на связи. Здравия желаю. Так точно.
Attention all crews! Hit the vehicles first! If possible, support our infantry with high explosive frags! Огонь по пехоте! Огонь прикрытие! Сейчас! Пробейте, чтоб его! Огонь! Заряжай! Приготовиться к стрельбе! Срочно уйти из-под обстрела! Огонь! Приготовиться к стрельбе!
Боевая готовность. Один неисправность.
Огонь по пехоте!
Докладываю. Цель уничтожена. На связи. Заряжай.
Заряжай!
Огонь прямой наводкой. 7, они нас ждут. Бой готов. Не дадим врагу шанса.
Огонь прикрытие! Сейчас! Огонь прикрытие! Сейчас!
How much longer will they attack? These tanks are endless.
Огонь! Огнем!
Готовы размяться. Огонь прямой наводкой.
Гори! Впереди противник! Огонь прямой наводкой! Приготовиться к стрельбе! Halt! Who are you?
I wish you good health, Comrade Brigade Commissar. Lieutenant Slusser of the 92nd Border Detachment.
Where the hell are they? They should have appeared long ago.
Look,
And here's the 26 Tank Squadron. Or rather, what's left of it.
can you hear that? Shooting. Very close.
Sergeant Bridges and part of his squad are still alive. It's a tough situation. They're practically surrounded and pinned down in that sawmill. Listen to my orders. The first thing we're gonna do is shut down the guns on the hill. Take out the vehicles first, and then the infantry. Any questions? Then let's do it, girls!
Get fire now!
We've been briefed and debriefed. Time to let us loose, Cap.
Get fire now!
We're the thunder of liberty. Time to dance, boys. All right.
Der Feind hat keine Chance. Der Feind hat keine Chance.
Liberty. Smoke them out. Ready to dance. Awaiting further instructions. You're expecting a special invitation? us loose, Cap. My butt is covered with grass from all the sitting around doing nothing.
Sometimes I think it makes no sense to believe in anything. When you're young, you're sure that knowledge has no frontiers. You're convinced that everything will be exactly the way you want it to be when you're young. Now it's all so far away, like it never happened. Real life began in 1915 when I became a soldier, hearing the rapturous cries about the grandeur of the Empire and the Kaiser. Neither the weight of my rifle nor the roars of an old Feldwebel who bossed us around the range shook my conviction that we were building a new and just world where we would have a worthy place. It seemed undignified to me then, and I consoled her, secretly ashamed of my tears. Now I understand how she felt, that she wouldn't see me return to her only son, once a bookish boy with good manners, but now a skinny, unkempt young man in a baggy uniform. And she didn't, having died of starvation a few months before our defeat in the war, when there was Flanders, with heavy battles and gas attacks by the British. In stupor from the rumbling and death, we just fought without thinking about the future. Dreams replaced reality, and we died without knowing it. Life made us, the world's vagabonds, masters of the same craft too soon. We were dead when we marched into the bayonet attack, when we munched on a stolen pork carcass from a wrecked wagon train, sitting on corpses, because there was nowhere else to rest. A few weeks before the armistice, Holman was wounded in an artillery barrage with shell fragments in his back, and Meyer died. He was staring in horror at his guts mixed with soil, screaming loudly, and there was nothing I could do to help him. Good guy, Otto Meyer died by sundown, after suffering for several hours. I was left alone. Those were the last guys from my class. Defeat, ruin, inflation, years of turmoil in heads and souls. New calls for revenge. Those who cursed the war in 1917 became its faithful supporters once again. The country that just recently sent millions of its sons to the slaughter is afflicted with a strange disease. Yesterday's meek baker Berger, who was afraid of his own wife, became a loud, shrill member of the master race, dressed in a brown stormtrooper uniform. It was he who killed Alt Kurt Meyer for daring to resent property rights and calls for massacre. It was he and the likes of him that Gottfried and I fought in the streets. Fought and lost. Evil triumphed. My conviction that it's possible to be outside politics, that I'm against a new massacre. But that conviction awakens to reality. Military uniforms, bloody sunsets on foreign soil, and rows of crosses for those that fell for other people's ideals. My son died in 1942 near Stalingrad. My wife died in a bombing raid in 1944. And now we are home again, on our own soil. The war is lost, another war. It could not have been otherwise. It returned to those who had given birth to it, both to the shrieking, grandeur-hungry Morons. and those, like me, who had stood aside before. But we're still fighting. Why? Because we can't do otherwise. All we have left is ourselves. This is a loyal Gottfried Hollmann, an old comrade I'd give my life for. This is Otto Grau, a young lad whom I dragged away when he was being fired at in a battle near Ternopil, so that our homeland desecrated by our own hands. Let's move it, boys. We're moving out soon. Willibald, be careful not to drop the crates. This ammo is fresh enough as it is, and if you soak it all in a puddle, you might as well throw it away. Tell me, Fegelein, what happens to ammo like that, remember?
Of course I remember, Herr Feldwebel. I had an assistant in Poland, a total slacker. He got cartridges wet and was too lazy to dry them up. And then the Ivans pushed forward. The case was torn off and he bolted with a crate of that unfortunate ammo at the speed of an express train. He would have made it to his hometown of Dresden if it hadn't been for the second defense line half a kilometer away.
Fegelein is an excellent soldier. You can rely on him. Sometimes he is as stubborn as a draft horse, but he will never leave anyone in trouble. When we were retreating in Poland, we received orders to burn an estate, or rather barns filled with harvest, so that the Russians got nothing. But he refused to do it, because his peasants so rebelled against the destruction of grain and hay grown by someone else's hands. Somebody reported it. The investigation began. We barely managed to settle the case, otherwise I would have been sent to a penal battalion. Gottfried successfully greased an HQ Feldwebel's palm, and the case was lost in the confusion of the retreat. It's Gottfried over there, by the way. What is he carrying? Damn, Hauptmann Eckel is here somewhere. If he sees it, we'll all be in trouble. Gefreiter Hollmann!
Gefreiter Hollmann, my general.
Gefreiter Hollmann, would you care to explain where you've been? What a sight. Where's your virtue, Corporal? As our scripture teacher used to say, Hollmann, you're hopeless. You'll end up behind bars or in a traveling circus.
My general, you are slandering an honest soldier. Frau Kochenhausen loved me like a son because I honored the catechism like my own mother. As a true German and a Christian, I always believed in the commandments of God's law. Believed that a true man must have a generous wife, a great many children, and attend church every Sunday. Even in that war in Flanders, I would go to Sunday Mass at the local monastery, while you, my general, were catching lice and playing cards.
I never would have thought that Gottfried was so devout and loved church. Is this true?
Only this rogue is not telling you the whole story about going to church. He attended Mass and ended up stealing a whole box of 1908 vintage Rheinhausen from the monastery cellar. Leave God laws alone, you old church thief.
Story of my life, my boy. My virtue is as hard as Harzer cheese. But this godless man doesn't believe in it. This time, I was just looking around and I happened to come across a poor abandoned hen. She was completely alone, and her eyes pleaded for me to take her with me. Now, she and I are going to have a chat. We just need to find a secluded nook.
There's no time, Gotti. We're moving out soon. Damn, Eckel is coming. Hide your feathered friend, quick.
Lieutenant Grau, have your men finished unloading? Müller, what's with the slackness? Why are your men hanging around the train? We need to move out to the position specified by HQ.
We've almost finished, Herr Hauptmann. We're checking the equipment and Feldwebel Müller's men are helping to unload the ammo. We'll be ready to move out in about an hour and a half.
Everything is going according to plan, Herr Hauptmann. What about the artillery promised us? It never arrived.
Damn you and that artillery, Müller. I don't recognize the German army. It's a disgrace. There's no order. They should have been waiting for us here by now, but still no news. HQ is also shrugging their shoulders. They don't know anything definitively. No, it can't go on like this for long. A strong hand must put things in order. All right, finish it up. We are marching out in 2 hours. If the artillery doesn't show up between now and then, please leave a man to lead them to us later. But for God's sake, not a recruit who only knows his way to the latrine and his beloved Gretchen. That's all, gentlemen. Report to messengers when you are ready.
The old Brockett, the mothballed hope of the fatherland. Those like him drove recruits to death in the war before this one, reveling in power over helpless children and fearing the front lines like fire. Now they've crawled back out under their banners. Well, let's hope Lange gets well soon and comes back. We can trust him to get us through. All right, let's do it, Otto. I'll find the fan of religion, now where he's hiding. And if need be, I'll leave him to wait for the artillery. He'll surely lead them to the right place. You check on your own man. We could move out at any moment. You can see for yourself, nothing is clear. Gotti, we're waiting. You've got a map with a route. As soon as the artillery appears, lead them to us, and be careful.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Ja? Starten Sie den Motor! Wir sind auf dem Weg.
There are 2 roads in the area that lead to the target. Off-road driving is a dubious idea. Everything is muddy, so we choose a road and go ahead.
Could have fired at us, damn it. It's been a long time since I've seen our planes in the air. Never mind. Spring is coming. It's early this year. It's sowing time soon. Whether Annalen will manage or not, can't miss the opportunity.
Zum Einsatz. Befehl wird ausgeführt. Bereit zum Angriff. Befehl zum Ausrücken. Zu allem bereit, Kommandant. Deutsche Infanterie bereit zum Kampf. Die Gruppe ist bereit für den Einsatz. Oder will hier jemand eine Kaffeepause? Los geht's! Sagen Sie mir nur, was ich zerstören soll. Kommandant?
Ja, Kommandant. Wir befolgen Ihre Befehle bis zu unserem letzten Atemzug. Vorwärts! Feuer bereit! Befehle verstanden. Der Marschbefehl wurde erteilt.
Alle rein! Macht es euch bequem!
Yes, the strongest positions, but we fell flat on our faces as always. If this bastion is Germany's last hope, she has nothing more to hope for. It looks like these bunkers were used by the Bauers as storage, and there are still rotten vegetables inside. There are no weapons. These concrete walls are good for nothing, so we shouldn't have high hopes for them. We need to dig trenches and connect them, otherwise we will be swept away with the first opportunity. We'll occupy pillboxes and put machine gunners in them. The rest of us will dig trenches. Keep moving! It won't take the Yankees long to get here.
There's no doubt we're on the spot. Feldwebel Müller, how can you, an old soldier, make such a speech in front of your subordinates? It's boorish, and you disgrace your uniform, Feldwebel. We'll come back to this matter later. Lieutenant Grau, position your self-propelled guns on the second line, so that they can lay down a crossfire. Müller, have you given the necessary instructions? Good. According to the defense scheme, the bridge and the surroundings are mined, so you shouldn't leave large forces there. Concentrate them in the most important areas. My HQ will be nearby, in that house over there. That's all, gentlemen.